Hi everybody, another video. This is a charity shop vinyl finds, and it's all classical. Now, I went to a shop the other day, and as I was walking up to the shop, there's a guy standing at the door and said, "Oh yeah, lucky guy." He said, "We've had about 1,000 records in." A bit of me is like, "Oh no," you know. You're sort of imagining all the Vertigo swirls and stuff, and you're imagining how much it's going to cost you, and feeling like, "Oh, there's a load of stuff I'm not going to be able to sort of buy," you know. And the last thing we like to do as collectors is to leave it all behind. But anyway, I was relieved when I saw it was all classical, to some degree. I was the first person to look at it. There was just loads of it. It wasn't 1,000, it was probably 400, 500 records. Quite a few box sets. And I came away with a couple of cardboard boxes with quite a lot of box sets in, plus 4 big carrier bags with loads and loads of records in for 25 quid. Something came into my mind later on that day. I thought, I think I'll go back and see what else there was, because I was kind of rushing through it. I thought, I'll just go and take my time. I went back and the guy says, "Oh, there's some more." And they brought another load out. And I came home with another stack of them for 10 quid. And fantastic. The very next day, they decided to price them all up at £10 each. Crazy prices, a lot of them aren't worth that, you know. But anyway, I'll show you what I've got. I've gone on 2 minutes. Shown this record before. I always say I'm going to sort of focus a little bit upon value to some degree in this video. If you see her records, always buy them. If you want to sell them on, mint condition, you know, it's a 50 quid album all day long. It looks like nothing. Some of these box sets. Complete works for string quartet by Quarteto, Italiano. Usually when you see a complete works of anything, it's worth picking up. It's worth doing a little bit of homework. I'll show you why in a second. You know, this box set is a 10 LP set. You know, the usual booklet. And what is nice is it's a non-corroded foam, which tends to corrode. Just a lovely set. It's seen as a great recording, so it has more value. Now, at the same time, you look at this, same people, Mozart, complete works for string quartet, but worth a fraction of the price because it's not deemed to be such a great recording necessarily. So this is like a 10 or 15 quid, that one 100. So you can see sometimes the value is not just in because it's a particular pressing, it's because it's a particular recording, and that's what puts the value up a lot within classical circles. Here's Haydn. There were 3 of these, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 are Salomon symphonies. One without a gold sticker. Now, I always say about the gold sticker, have a look inside and look for this label, or the blue and silver. Fantastic. But also, you see, that sticker was still on the records, even though later pressings were still enclosing later pressings. And for some reason, this one is worth a lot more than this one, of course, because it's a later pressing. Because we all have this strange thing as collectors, everything has to be the first to make it the best. Which isn't true, of course. A lovely box set. You just look at the condition of it. And you can just tell, can't you, that that's a desirable box set. And they're so well produced. Here's the book inside it. Loads of info, the history, pictures, etc., etc. I mean, they're incredibly well put together. Wonderful item. Here's another one. This is a 10 LP set. Just you know, you have that on the shelf. It just makes you feel good, you know. Here's another Columbia. This is the blue and turquoise and silver. Now, last time I did one of these videos, I actually got a message from someone saying he took on board some of the information that I was telling you about, and he looked around the charity shops, and that very day he found one of those red and gold, white and gold labels, a 500 quid record in a charity shop, mint condition for £1. Those things are out there. I've shown this a couple of times. This is not. I actually had the original and sold it, and the original, you can tell, has got bigger lettering here. And I always regretted it because the record was superb. And I thought, what am I doing? But I was really glad to find this the other day. Yes, it's not the first press, but it sounds phenomenal. And I've said before that some of the later pressings sound better anyway. Just a wonderful performance all around. An absolute classic. Now this is interesting. This is a Carmen box set with Victoria de Los Angeles. Another gold sticker. But what is interesting about this, and this is unusual, here's the fantastic labels. I've actually had this box set with a mono box set. But inside there's a little bit of a stained two-sided sheet. This is all there is in there. It does say at the bottom here, and this is unusual for a box set, because obviously in a box set you'd always see these books and stuff. It says, your enjoyment of these records is incomplete if you do not use the HMV libretto giving the original text and literal English translation. It also contains photographs of the principal artists and is available from your record dealer, price 6 shillings. Now, what was good was someone had gone to the effort to pay the extra 6 shillings, probably got home and thought, go back down the shop, pay the extra 6 shillings. This booklet isn't always in that set, so it's nice to see. And it says photographs, but that's all there is just, that's it. But it's a nice thing to find that inside. And of course, all the box sets I've shown you and later box sets would have the booklet in. So it's a bit of a strange one. Just a couple more. These look like nothing. This is Brookner's 5th Symphony, B flat. Again, Otto Klemperer, who pops up a heck of a lot in the desirable classical stakes. This is red label, so you might think, oh well, that's not anything. It's got SAX on the back, so it must be valuable. It's one of those, it's seen as a very, very, probably one of the best recordings of Brookner's 5th. And again, it becomes very valuable. Now, you could just flick past this and not think anything of it. Again, I'm focusing here slightly on the value. It would take forever to go through all the details about the recordings, although I think I may concentrate a little bit more on that in future. But it's just showing you these wonderful records. I haven't listened to a lot of this stuff. Here's another big stereo Columbia. I've seen pictures of this record, never seen it. The SAX and the turquoise and silver. You know, just amazing finds. And I'll just show one more. This is another nice box set. Bach's sonatas. Now, look out for this guy's name. If you see his name on anything, it's always worth getting it. Absolutely amazing musician, violinist. Always, always worth looking for his stuff. I very rarely see it. And to see it in this lovely mint condition box set, again, just gorgeous thing. And another book inside. Of course, a lot of these are in different languages, German, French and English. But this is, that's what makes these box sets. But it's taking the time to sit down, read along as you go. It's a bit like the wonder of when CDs first came out and you got all the extra information in the booklet, and it was always fun sitting there. And that's what's part of the enjoyment of all of this, isn't it? You find these records. I'm learning all the time about them. I mean, Haydn, I very rarely would have listened to Haydn, but God, dear, absolutely incredible, some of that stuff. And it's so kind of moving and uplifting and astonishing at times. Anyway, that's it, and I'll see you all later.